The final of the World Cup. When the moment came for the players to march out, 97,000 fans gave them the biggest roar of the competition.
The noise was tremendous. It drove all thoughts out of your mind. The noise, the colour, the movement, and the thought that, God, I hope I play well.
George Cohen is an absolute legend to both Fulham and England. I couldn't think of a better person to have this celebration of his achievement. It's 50 years ago this year that England won the World Cup. It's our only ever success, and in a very small way it's a Fulham success because, of course, he was a Fulham man.
What he's done is second to none. He's a great ambassador to football.
He's always wanted the best for the club and the supporters, and it's fantastic to be at a club that he's played for.
The man who invented the overlapping back, the fastest defender we've ever had, and quite simply one of the nicest, most genuine, decent people you could ever meet in your life. George Cohen, Fulham.
There was lots of offers coming in the back door and even in the front door. But I love Fulham. Being with Fulham, it was just like being pretty much in a family.
So the project came around via a group of fans who approached the club to say they would love to do something to thank George for his time, putting a statue in George's honour and also raising some funds for some causes that are very close to George's heart.
He's Fulham through and through, and this campaign and legacy idea actually gives Fulham fans a chance to celebrate that with us.
The fans have got a great admiration for George. They love George.
I know everyone's been talking about what a wonderful man George Cohen is and what an amazing servant he's been to Fulham and to England and the whole game of football, but I want to talk about something else, which is we know the Jackson statue was ridiculous. There's one way to get rid of that curse, and that's to replace it with a decent statue, this time of a guy who really properly represents Fulham and everything Fulham stands for.
When the subject of a statue was first raised with Mr. Khan, it was an emphatic, of course we must honour George in this way.
The design of the statue is very much being kept under wraps. We'll be using the same sculptor that did the Johnny Haynes statue because we know how poignant and how much high quality that statue is, and we want to have something the same.
He's a gentleman and he's so humble, so I think he'd be very, very proud. The statue will honour him, but he'll honour the statue. No, he's a great bloke.
George himself is incredibly humble about the fact that we are doing this, and I think that makes it even more special in a way.
Through the George Cohen Statue Fund project, what we want to be able to do is to raise some funding to support some causes that are close to George's heart. George talks very openly about many of his teammates from 1966 World Cup final who have suffered from dementia.
When it starts to touch your friendships and the people you know and people you become very fond of, and you realise that they're not well, it's very difficult to take. How on earth are you going to exist like that without help?
Building better lives through sport, that's what we're about. The evidence suggests that those suffering from dementia, a long-term memory is maintained. So reminiscings around Fulham's history, around the games and the history to do with Fulham, we will work with those groups to improve the quality of life for themselves and their families. So the second part of the project will be a preventative programme, working with men over 50 to improve their lifestyle choices so that they can take more control of their next 30, 40 years of health choices.
All the players are behind the charity, and if we can raise as much money as we can, it's going to be brilliant.
We've chosen crowdfunding as a way to raise money for this project because we think it's a great opportunity for Fulham fans to get involved.
We're incredibly proud, and we think it will be a lasting, most beautiful testament to George.
It's a great opportunity to get involved in a campaign that hopefully will raise lots of money to support some projects for Fulham fans in the local community.
I think it's a superb opportunity. He's a legend.
To say thank you is such a special thing, just to all the fans. They appreciate that he was here and that all he did for us.
He's always been a great ambassador to the club.
Yeah! He is what Fulham is all about. We absolutely love the history, we're proud of it, and that's really what George Cohen says to us.
I'm all for the George Cohen statue, I hope you are too.